Alright, hello everyone, it's Happy, and today we're going to be talking about the E3. This is of course the tier 10 American tank destroyer, and I feel like in 2022 this tank has been lagging behind some other tanks. For example, the Object 268 version 4, you have the Object 263, which can be a potential competitor, and of course the new Minotauro are all big competitors to the E3. Before these tanks existed, the E3 used to be, the bunker TD. No one could penetrate it. One of the strongest armor profiles, at least frontally in the game. Nowadays, a lot of tanks can actually beat it. Like if you look at the Minotauro and the 268 version 4, frontally, these tanks are probably superior because they don't have a single weak spot on them, apart from maybe a little cupola or tiny gray areas. The E3's lower plate is actually quite big in comparison to the weak points of these two tanks just mentioned. On top of that, the E3's biggest weakness is the fact that the tracks are so weak. Under any slight angle, the tracks can be penned so easily from the front. Just shoot at the tracks from the front under a slight angle, and you can pen straight through the tracks. That's the biggest weakness of the E3. The gun, again, is also not that great. The aim time and gun handling is not amazing. The alpha is 690. Sure, that's pretty good. But then again, the 268 version 4 also has that. So again, this tank is just a, very mixed bag. Obviously, it's not a bad tank. It's still a good tank, and it can fulfill its role very, very well. There's just better tanks that kind of overshadowed it. The mobility on this tank is not so great, but it has some special consumables which you can use to make the gameplay on this tank a little bit better. Overall, I'm not the biggest fan of the E3, simply because the tracks get penned so easily, and the mobility is very sluggish compared to that of the 268 version 4. Or 263, and again, the Minotauro has a full-on turret, for example, which the E3 obviously doesn't get. It's not an E4, but then again, as you can see, over time, I feel like the E3's kind of role or power is being diminished, simply trying to say that it's being Powercrept, if you know what I mean. Overall, the style or gameplay is still very, very similar. You're meant to run around with your heavies and smack around other heavy tanks from the enemy team, block or deflect shots, and again, be a very supportive or at least take an offensive role. You're meant to push with this tank, be on the front line. This is not something you should be sitting in a bush with. I see some people doing that, and I just cringe really, really hard because the E3's armor is there. It's not completely horrible. The frontal armor is still insanely strong, but some people just sit in a bush, and that really triggers me when I see it. And your gun is not meant for that. Your armor is not meant for that. So go ahead, play on the front line and brawl with other heavies, especially in a clinch. I feel like the E3 can do a lot. So tell me what you guys think about this in the comment section below. And with that, Happy is out, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.